Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about a very important topic in communication system, modulation. So, what is modulation? Generally, in any communication system, we transmit a signal from the transmitter to the receiver. The signal that we transmit is called as the message signal or the information signal. Generally, it is a low frequency signal. For example, when we transmit any audio signal, it is a low frequency signal. Any audio signal frequency ranges between 20 to 20 kilohertz. Usually, any human being, the voice signal is somewhere around 3 kilohertz. So, when this message signal has to be transmitted from the transmitter to the receiver, it is very difficult to transmit because low frequency signals do not get transmitted over long distance. So, if I have to transmit my voice signal for a longer distance, it is not practically possible. So, what do? We try to transmit this signal with the help of a carrier signal. So, carrier signal is a high frequency signal. What we are going to do is that we are going to place or superimpose our message signal over the carrier signal. So, our message signal is a low frequency signal, and the carrier signal is a high frequency signal. Since carrier signal can travel long distances, we can use a carrier signal to send our message signal. But in the process, there is a change that occurs in the carrier signal. That change is called as modulation. Generally, modulation is the process of changing the some characteristics of carrier wave in accordance with the instantaneous value of the message signal, which means when the carrier signal is carrying the message signal, some aspect of the carrier signal gets changed. It could be the amplitude or the frequency or phase. So this process is called as modulation. So here is the picture which shows a signal, a carrier signal, which is undergone amplitude modulation. We can see here that a message signal is being superimposed on the carrier. So this is the carrier signal. You can see that the carrier signal has a high frequency. However, the carrier signal undergoes a change in the amplitude. This change definitely occurs due to the phenomenon called modulation. So there is another example here. We can see that here we have a high frequency carrier. The frequency is high because we can see that the number of cycles that we have over a period of time is very high. In case of low frequency, the number of cycles are less. Now, if we take up this carrier and try to superimpose our message signal over this carrier signal, the carrier signal undergoes a change. So, in case of modulation, amplitude modulation, the carrier's amplitude, which was previously constant, we can see that the amplitude varies in this case. So, the modulated signal is nothing but the carrier with the change due to modulation. In this case, it undergoes amplitude modulation. It is not necessary that any carrier has to undergo amplitude modulation. It can undergo frequency modulation or phase modulation. In case of frequency modulation, the carrier's frequency varies with respect to the amplitude of modulating signal. And in case of phase modulation, the phase of the carrier varies with respect to the message signal. This phenomenon is known as modulation. Thank you.